Upon arriving, she examined the document carefully. Prior to the test, he examined all the details. Following the accident, they examined the scene thoroughly. During the process, she examined each step cautiously. As the issue arose, we examined the possible causes. You won't pass unless you examine the facts closely. Without proper tools, it's hard to examine the materials. As long as we examine it carefully, we'll find the error.
She is exempt provided that she meets the criteria. You will be exempt provided you submit all forms. Providing the rules allow it, he is exempt from taxes. In case of an exemption, you must apply beforehand. In case of illness, he is exempt from the exam. Once exempt, she won't need to retake the test. His prior status made him exempt from the new law. Her prior position exempted her from certain duties. Upon hearing the clues, she figured out the answer. Prior to the meeting, I couldn't figure out the issue. Following the explanation, he figured out the solution. During the discussion, we figured out the plan. As the project unfolded, they figured out the next steps. You can't figure it out unless you focus on the details. Without a hint, I couldn't figure out the puzzle. As long as we work together, we'll figure it out.
I'll forward the email to you provided that it's urgent. Provided he asks, I'll forward the documents to him. Providing she agrees, I'll forward the report to her. In case you need it, I'll forward the file to your inbox. In case of any changes, forward the information to us. Once confirmed, I'll forward the details to everyone. His prior request required me to forward the mail quickly. Her prior approval allowed me to forward the memo.
Upon seeing the view, I imagined a peaceful life there. Prior to the trip, she imagined how exciting it would be. Following the story, I imagined the characters vividly. During the movie, he imagined being in that world. As the story unfolded, she imagined the ending differently. You can't imagine the beauty unless you visit it yourself. Without knowing the details, it's hard to imagine the scene. As long as we dream, we can imagine endless possibilities.
His work is impressive provided that he stays focused. Provided they cooperate, the results will be impressive. Providing you practice, your skills will be impressive. In case of success, their performance will be impressive. In case of high attendance, the event will be impressive. Once finished, the presentation was highly impressive. His prior experience made his performance impressive. The prior designs contributed to the impressive outcome.
Upon reviewing the data, the results indicated success. Prior to the test, the symptoms indicated a problem. Following the investigation, the findings indicated fraud. During the experiment, the results indicated a trend. As the project progressed, the data indicated growth. You won't see the pattern unless the data indicates it. Without clear evidence, it's hard to indicate the cause. As long as the results are consistent, they indicate success.
They will issue a statement provided that it is urgent. Provided they agree, the company will issue a statement. Providing the situation worsens, they'll issue a statement. In case of confusion, the board will issue a statement. In case of any delay, we will issue a statement. Once confirmed, they issued a statement to the public. His prior decision led the company to issue a statement. The prior incident required them to issue a formal statement.
Upon review, the success was largely due to teamwork. Prior to the event, the success was largely uncertain. Following the changes, the project was largely on track. During the process, the results were largely positive. As the plan unfolded, the progress was largely smooth. You won't succeed unless your effort is largely consistent. Without guidance, the outcomes are largely uncertain. As long as they cooperate, success is largely assured.
New legislation will pass provided that it's reasonable. Provided the committee agrees, the legislation will proceed. Providing they approve, the legislation will be created. In case of issues, they will revise the legislation. In case of violations, the legislation will be enforced. Once the legislation is passed, we will implement changes. His prior work contributed to the new legislation. The prior debates shaped the final legislation.